Hello, YouTube. How are you? This is Tamisha, and today I am making this video to talk about spirit guides and ascended angels that are with you and protecting you. And even though we may not be aware of it, they are here. And I made my discovery, well, really like knowing that I know that I know that I know. At the beginning of my spiritual awakening, and that was a few months back. I had just came back from the beach, again meditating. In that time, when you're going through a spiritual awakening, oftentimes things that are buried deep within you that are unresolved, that need to be resolved, will come up. So at that point, I was going through kind of a tragic situation that happened to me many years ago that I kind of buried away and tucked away, that was really affecting me, and I didn't even know it at that point. So anywho, everything came to head where that particular situation was coming back up. So I went to the beach that day to kind of clear my mind. I did a little meditation and just shedded a few tears. Kind of in releasing so that I can move on and really heal from that situation. And maybe I'll make a video on that at another date. But anywho, I was walking home and all of a sudden I felt really at peace. Like I was becoming more at peace with the situation. And I was walking home and I started to kind of shed a few more tears. And I looked up in the sky. And when I looked up, there was a beautiful, like fluffy white feather that was floating above my head. And I was like, oh my God. So at that moment, I intuitively knew that that was my angels, whether it be Christ. There are other deities that I'm studying now that I may not have been aware of, my spirit guides that were with me all the time and giving me a sign that it's okay, I'm here with you. So I tried to reach up to catch the feather, but I couldn't catch it. So I just stood there like in awe in the middle of the sidewalk looking up. And it just kind of floated up and up and up. And I stood there and watched it till it disappeared into the sunset. And I was like, oh my God, spirit guides, is that you, or you guys, or whoever you may be, is that you? And deep inside, I knew that it was a sign. So here I am still needing more proof, more physical proof at that point. And I remember saying, okay, if that is you, that is going to be our covenant. And whenever you're around or you want to communicate with me, show me, we'll use the feather as our sign between us. So I went home. The next day I went to work. And as soon as I went into my job, I looked under the chair. And before I left that night before, I always make sure I mop the floor up and clean up. So I look under the chair and there was a little black feather under the chair. And my heart just melted, and I knew at that point that was my sign that I now have a pact with a guide or one of my guides that that's the way we would communicate. So after that point, like every other day, I was constantly seeing feathers like everywhere, random spaces, random spots. I went to my car, in front of my car tire in the front, I looked down and there was a white feather there. And so there's been so many moments of that happening to me. And sometimes it comes when I need a little encouragement, or I may need a little bit more self-assurance that I'm not here alone, that I'm on the right path. And one particular incident that was really poignant, I always had issues going over bridges. Sometimes heights would make me a little bit nervous, give me anxiety a little bit. So I was going over a bridge that I happened to go over that I didn't realize that I was going to go over. So at that point, as I was on the bridge, I was talking to myself, okay, calm down. It's going to be okay. Relax. And at that point, I saw a feather like on the highway drifting past my window. And instantly, I felt at peace. All the fear that I had, any anxiety that was going to come on, was gone. And that's my peace that I have within my feather. So what I started to do is I started to collect my feathers. So this is my feather jar with my feathers in it. And I have more than this, some that I haven't saved, some that I will save, some that I have in different pots at home. But these are my feathers. So whenever I see them, I pick them up and I put them in a jar. And this is probably going to go on, it's on one of my shelves in my home. So I'll keep this one there, and I probably need to clean it. And I just was introduced to Florida water, which I'm in love with. So I'll probably wipe it down and clean it up and put this on my altar as I'm building my altars around my home. And this will be my covenant within myself and a reminder of me, because sometimes we need reminders. Sometimes I may get caught in my own mind or forget that there is a higher power that is here with us and with me, guiding me on the right path. And I may not see them all the time with my physical eyes, but just being aware that they are with me and with you. So I just wanted to encourage you out there today that if anyone's out there feeling alone and feeling that like there's no one that understands them, or maybe God is so far away, or your ancestors are so far away, or your spirit guides that are here to help you through this thing called life are nowhere to be found, trust and believe that they are. And so that's my story. And it was good talking to you. Until we meet next time, peace, create, share, and above all, give.